Hi, I'm June Arunga. I'm a Kenyan Technology Entrepreneur and CEO of Usafi Comfort Limited. One of the biggest deceits of our time is governments which practically bet citizens to become more entrepreneurial while at the same time regulating entrepreneurs out of the market. The mistake is to believe that in order to make entrepreneurship happen, governments must create top-down initiatives that subsidize and reward people who start businesses. What entrepreneurs need the most is for government to get out of the way. Africa does need private citizens acting within the profit and loss feedback mechanism of free markets to solve major problems facing society. But sometimes entrepreneurship in Africa gets hyped up too much, and governments often misunderstand the complex interplay between property rights and economic freedom, which creates the necessary conditions for true entrepreneurs to emerge. Essentially, the main role of the entrepreneur in society is to spot problems and come up with creative, profitably sustainable solutions. Politicians would often like to believe that they can simply take on the role of the entrepreneur, identifying market gaps and pouring resources onto people who offer to solve them in the private sector. But there's a big problem with this belief. Market signals such as prices, profits and losses, and even the ability to raise credit or capital from people who have a legitimate choice whether to buy services or invest in a company are essential to learning whether an entrepreneurial venture is truly succeeding or failing. Without that knowledge, entrepreneurs may be producing goods that nobody wants or that are inferior to other alternatives. Unfortunately, governments just don't have those kinds of signals. So when they decide which entrepreneurial projects get funded and which do not, politicians normally base their decisions on whether or not the companies they support will improve their chances of re-election or on their relationships to the business owners themselves. This leads to many failed investments that reward cronies instead of innovation. What's worse, genuine entrepreneurship is squashed in this environment, not only because of the subsidies, but because most African governments place stifling regulations on the economy like price controls, complex permitting and licensing processes that are often expensive and run by a heavy bureaucracy. Free market solutions are rarely discussed or proposed, even though a prerequisite for any society that wants the benefits of a robust, competitive, and entrepreneurial economy is economic freedom. Until these problems are addressed, the full potential of African entrepreneurs will never be unleashed, and businesses will not be able to grow sustainably or competitively.